For the first time ever, for one night only, your favorite Disney Channel stars are guest starring in each other's shows, back to back to back. It's the can't-miss event, That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana.
Raven Baxter, that's me.
I'm Cody, and this is Zach.
I'm Maddie. Hey, Maddie.
You're Hannah Montana.
It's Disney Channel's first mixed-up, mashed-up night. That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana. Premieres Friday, July 28th at 8, 7 Central. Part of Disney Channel's So Hot Summer.
Well, here we are. It's July 28th, 2016, meaning it's been officially 10 years since the premiere of That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana. Disney decided to bring 3 of its most popular sitcoms at the time and do a 3-episode long crossover special. The 3 shows were That's So Raven, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and Hannah Montana. And man, they hyped this thing up. Every single commercial break, you would see a promo for this. And it was part of their So Hot Summer thing that was going on at the time. And between this and the first Disney Channel games, summer 2006 was the greatest summer ever. Well, except for that crappy Phil of the Future finale. Anyway, all the promotions worked. On the night of its premiere, it got over 7 million viewers. And I certainly remember liking it, but does it hold up? The thing with crossovers like this, as opposed to something like Cartoon Network Invaded, they have to work on 3 levels. 1, you have to make it a good crossover. You hyped it up as all our favorite characters coming to meet each other, so you better deliver. 2, it still has to be, good, or at the very least give the fans of the show what they want. And 3, it has to be accessible. Now at the time, even if you only watched one show, you probably knew what the other 2 at least were. But what if you were watching this, let's say, 10 years later, you're a kid who just found The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody on Netflix, they likely won't know much about Raven or Hannah. This is why something like No Guts, No Corey fails as a crossover. Despite the fact that at the time people knew why Salem was showing up in the show, nowadays, it just comes off as random. But before we get into the crossover itself, let's look over the 3 shows. That's So Raven, which follows a psychic teenage girl named Raven and her 2 best friends Chelsea and Eddie, is probably the show that gave us the Disney sitcom formula we all know and love. Yes, Lizzie McGuire may have started some of these tropes, but That's So Raven cemented them, and it was the first Disney show to go over their 65 episode limit. Despite the cliches, I still kind of like this show. Yes, it got really over the top and the characters became flanderized by its last season, but it still has a certain charm to it and I just can't help but enjoy it. The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody follows 2 twin boys who live in a 5-star hotel with their mother Carrie, who works there. And along with the candy counting girl Maddie and the daughter of the hotel's owner London, they get into all kinds of shenanigans, often infuriating the hotel manager Mr. Mosby. This show is a huge guilty pleasure. It has its share of problems, but I can't help but love it because I grew up with Zack and Cody. Literally. I was 12 when the show premiered at the same age they were, and when they graduated high school in the series finale The Sweet Life on Deck, it was only a couple of months before I graduated high school, so I have a certain nostalgia for it. And finally, there's Hannah Montana, which follows a young girl named Miley who lives a double life as a pop star named Hannah Montana, and the only people who know are her dad Robbie Ray, her brother Jackson, and her friends Lily and Oliver. People hate this show, but personally, I found it to be mostly harmless. I think people hate what the show represents more than what the show actually was, as after this, every Disney sitcom tried to rip it off by having the characters either being famous or wanting to be famous. But honestly, watching some of the episodes, I actually find Jackson, Lily, and Oliver to be kind of funny. I think the biggest problem with the show was the main character. Not saying anything bad about Miley Cyrus, she tries, but the character she plays is so boring and whiny and at times kind of obnoxious. But again, the show was mostly fine. And with all that out of the way, this is That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana. We start with a That's So Raven episode checking out. Raven's boss, Donna Cabana, comes in saying her assistant Tiffany called in sick just before they were about to launch a new boys clothing line in Boston.
I need someone who's organized. I need someone who is tireless. I need someone who's prepared to jump through hoops for me.
You know, I don't think Raven-Symoné actually did that. Just call it a hunch. Donna decides to take Raven with her and wants her to book rooms at the Tipton Hotel for them and a photographer named Pistache.
I need you to put all the details into this Secretech.
Turkey neck, what you say?
Raven, you do know how to use a Secretech, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Good. Because you see, this little device is going to be the nerve center for our entire trip. Now get started.
Oh, what we found impressive in 2006. We cut to the Baxter household as Chelsea and Eddie are helping Corey and Victor clean out the attic.
This looks like fun. How does it work?
That, right? This is when Chelsea had an IQ of 23. Of course, she turns out to be a natural at it, and Eddie and Corey wonder if they can get some prize money for breaking the world record.
Hey, you guys, how do I stop this thing?
Oh my god, how did you get so dumb? So Donna has a video call with Edna Mode here, and she says that she has found 2 boys perfect for the modeling. Since there's no phones, Pistache will just upload all the info to the Secretech. I see how nothing can go wrong here.
Okay, let me just save my work, because I am the master of the secretary.
File error.
Oh, how could I have not seen that coming? Back with Chelsea, Eddie, and Corey, it turns out there is one more person trying for the paddleball record.
Well, bring 'em on.
Yeah, that's it. There they are.
And the other opponent is...
Hello, my brother.
Aw man, Stanley? I hate that kid. Fucking cheese sandwich loving motherfucker. Anyway, Raven arrives at the Tipton and meets Mr. Mosby. She's thankful that her and Donna's reservations got through, but then gets to Pistache.
Yes, just checked in. Room 350
Excellent.
in our Milan hotel.
Oh, what, you mean Milan, New York? That's not so bad.
Next door.
Italy.
Oh, then, yeah, you're fucked, Raven.
Wait. Ready? Mm-hmm. Try Juan and Svelte fish.
Come on, Raven. Kvelt is not a hard name to say. But it turns out the boys are stuck in Butaslavika, and so not Estevan takes Raven to her room.
I ruined everything. Everything!
Yeah, to be fair, this is exactly how I act when I realize I fucked something up.
No, I don't have a question. I just need someone to cry to.
Can't believe our favorite actress is checking out.
Okay, studio audience, you're on the Tipton set. Seeing Zach and Cody isn't really that surprising. So Raven has a vision that someone is going to fall in front of the twins, and instead of stopping her herself, thus giving less of a chance for her to reveal her secret, she just has Zach and Cody put their arms out.
I'll do it.
You saved me.
Wait, is that Tiffany Thornton? As in Sunny with a Chance Tiffany Thornton? Also, she played a character on Hannah Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place, which also takes place in the same universe. Disney Channel Cinematic Universe? You're getting kinda confusing.
Hey, how'd you know she was gonna trip?
Don't y'all watch the news? There's been like a rash of falling stars this week. It's scary.
Good to know.
Okay, apparently Cody's IQ dropped faster than Chelsea's. Speaking of Chelsea, her and Stanley are trapped in a tight battle as Stanley suggests sharing the money.
Boy, they're talking about sharing the money.
Not in my house.
Okay, Kyle Massey really needs to be in more things. He has perfect comedic delivery. The two agree to stop on 3 despite Eddie and Corey telling her that Stanley won't stop, but she brushes it off and...
1, 2, 3.
Gotcha, sucker!
Oh! Gotcha, biatch! I feel like somebody heard me out there and is really concerned. Of course, Stanley pulls the guilt card and Chelsea gives him the $1,000 prize.
I feel good. I mean, I got the title, Stanley got the money, and we all got what we wanted.
We didn't get what we wanted.
No, but you got what you deserved.
Nothing.
Exactly!
Actually, wait, what the hell did they do? Back at the Tipton, the time has come to meet Pistache and...
Seeing the return of the great fashion photographer, Pistache. Oh, here she comes now.
Oh no, not more bad French accents. I can't deal with that shit anymore.
Can't get enough of this gangster shit.
It's the Don. Go let them know. Unwettable.
So after Raven gets a camera from Not Maddie, Donna Cabana comes in dressed as Pistache and oh, I smell hijinks.
Pistache, have you met Pistache?
There's no other Oh, snap!
Well, I don't understand how this could get any more awkward.
We run. What's up with this?
My god, the wackiness levels are off the charts. We're reaching Mr. Right levels, and that is a line we dare not cross. So, through a very silly series of events, everything works out fine for everyone. Except for the real Wanaka Velts, who I'm guessing are just sitting at an airport waiting for their tickets to arrive.
Well, Raven, thanks to this ad, our new boys line is a huge hit.
Well, I'd buy it, but I like baggy clothing, and I feel like I'm in a minority on that one. Raven wakes up to finally go back home, but because she didn't set the time right on the Secretech, she missed the flight. I love how much of a condescending dick Mr. Mosby is. You do know she's a guest, right? So that one was pretty good. I laughed a decent amount. I forgot how funny the delivery could be on the show. As for a crossover, it was okay. Although I wish they had used more of the Sweet Life characters. They could have easily put in Estevan and Maddie, but for some reason didn't. And where the hell is Hannah in this That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana special? Well, maybe she's in the Sweet Life episode, which happens to be called That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana. Raven has learned that her flight's been canceled despite the fact that it's perfect weather outside.
And now this one's canceled, so I'm stuck here all weekend. And I spent all my money on buying souvenir keychains for my friends. Look at this. There's more.
You have two friends.
Ready or not, here I come.
What the hell was that?
Well, if you hear a bell or a sneeze, you should run.
Why are you looking at me?
Do you wear sweater vests?
No.
Well, nice knowing you, Cody.
So you save some vapid celebrity, but this kid who helped save your job, ha, laugh at him, he's gonna be seriously injured. The hell is wrong with you? Raven shows some of her outfit designs to Maddie when London comes in, and this is probably my favorite line in the special.
How are you? Nice to meet you. How you doing? Oh my goodness, you look exactly like yourself.
It's so simple, but it makes me laugh every time.
Well, it's okay because my boss loves her. London always wears Donna Cabana's designs and gets them in the magazines.
Hey, what if London wore one of your designs?
Oh my goodness, you could do that.
That was also a good line. Certainly better than the main running gag of this episode, people making fun of Carrie's age.
Because I hear it helps people over a certain age stay regular.
She's turning
Old. Yeah, people who are quite old. Most of your life is over.
Oh, I see you put my age on the cake.
You're old.
Cody's worried about Raven's vision, but Zach reassures him that he only has to worry about bells and sneezes.
Oh, snap! Hurry! Watch out!
And then Raven sued for copyright infringement, won, and Carrie had to sell off the boys to pay off the debt. Maddie goes to talk to London, and I just remembered this is the first episode with that sassy talking mirror.
Talking to the mirror.
2 words. Gorgeous.
So basically, they created artificial intelligence and are using it for fashion. Fucking 1%. So Maddie tries to get her to wear Raven's outfit, but she refuses. Back with Zach and Cody.
Your body may be sagging, but we can still be bragging. Don't need to make no drama. Dolce and Gabbana, you're still the coolest mama. Fendi and Madonna, so eat some cake and rock out. We wanna hear you all shout. Have a very, very happy birthday, Mom. On me, on me.
So after Cody is nearly flattened after hearing a sneeze and a phone ringing that barely can be classified as a bell. Also, that chandelier came down way too easily. This place is a safety hazard. So Maddie and Estevan manage to switch London's dress with Raven's as they just barely make it out before London sees them. As Cody gets more worried about getting hurt, Zach comes up with an idea.
Raven said some kid in a sweater vest is going to get hurt. So, I'll wear your sweater vest and you can wear my favorite skull shirt.
Or neither of you could wear one. Why wasn't that an option before?
Surprise!
Oh, no. No, don't do it. Don't do it. No, don't let them. Just now the crying and the.
Mom, don't cry. We were just kidding about you being old.
You're all terrible people. Arwen gives Carrie a robot babysitter, proving Jesus died in vain, and then sneezes, and then Mr. Mosby's phone goes off, then the robot short circuits, causing Raven's dress to start smoking, then the robot starts going apeshit as the fire alarms go off, and then by God, the wackiness levels are up to 11! Yeah, turns out it was Zach all along. Didn't see that coming. So Raven sees that London is wearing her dress and tells her. Of course, since London didn't know it was hers, she is repulsed by it.
Okay, I'm sure this is one of those misunderstandings we're all gonna laugh at in 5 years. Okay, maybe 10 years.
Well, it's been 10 years exactly. Do I look like I'm laughing? Okay, I guess it was a little funny. How is it that Hannah Montana got less of a response than Zach and Cody? Also, hey Hannah, nice of you to show up. Well, we finally have all of our characters together, and it is probably the best part of the special. There's some good laughs, and Hannah wanting the dress convinces London that it's cool, although it is kinda short. And that's about it. The only thing after that is Maddie being ridiculed by the super advanced, incredibly smart Mir. So that was fun. It did a good job of including Raven in the plot, but it was disappointing that Hannah didn't come in until the end. So now that they are all at the Tipton, we can move on to the Hannah Montana episode, On the Road Again. Hannah is trying to close a suitcase by jumping on it when her bodyguard Roxy comes in with Maddie. And apparently the fact that they just met last night means they're friends.
Hey, Roxy, she's a friend of mine. She can come in.
If making friends were that easy, I actually might have had a social life in high school. Maddie recognizes Miley's dad, Robbie Ray, who I'm sure most of you know is played by Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh my gosh, you're Robbie Ray.
We mom thought you were dead.
No, just his career.
Man, I couldn't live with myself if I knew I was the person holding Robbie Ray back from howling again.
Holy shit, that was cold, Maddie! Why don't you just tell her she's a pothead who can't sing and is the reason cancer exists? So after the theme song, they're at home? What? Did they bring Raven and the twins and everybody with them? Why would you leave the Tipton?
It's called a mullet. Business in the front, a party in the back. Oh, yeah!
I can't believe that was actually a thing. My God, the 90s are overrated.
You should have seen the look on his face when that girl in Boston recognized him.
So you don't even remember her name? Okay, maybe you weren't friends. So they found an old tape called Robbie Palooza as Miley tries to convince Robbie Ray to go back to performing.
I bet my old manager doesn't even remember my name.
Robbie Ray, open this door!
Well, is that your old manager, Marty Klein?
I believe it is.
What a weird coinkydink.
Marty has managed to book Robbie all of the next week in San Francisco. Yeah, not Boston, so chances of us going back there are pretty damn slim. Miley tries to convince him to go, but Robbie doesn't want to leave the two home alone for a week. Jackson tries to hire 3 young nannies, but it doesn't work. By the way, did you guys know that Jason Earls, who played Jackson, was in his late 20s and early 30s when he played this part? I never would have guessed. But thankfully, Miley has a backup plan.
Well, shuffle them again, Daddy, and say hello to my backup plan.
Don't worry, hot stuff. Roxy will take care of everything. You just go get your mullet back.
Oh, by the way, just a little trivia. Roxy is played by Frances Kellier, who you may know is the woman who replaced Helen on that one episode of Drake and Josh and they thought no one would notice. So Robbie leaves for the next week and Jackson plans to go out to a party. But Roxy has other plans.
Good night, kids.
Good night, Roxy.
There's a cute little scene here between Lily and Jackson as Miley vents her frustrations to Oliver.
Now you're just paranoid. I don't see her anywhere.
Oh, yeah? Here. Hit me with this magazine.
Okay.
And now his back is broken. I hope you're happy, Miley. To prove a point, you paralyzed your friend.
Yeah, in about an hour you'll be able to do this.
Not actually fucking possible. Eventually, Jackson gets fed up with Roxy and heads to San Francisco.
I want my daddy back.
But Roxy hears him and decides to take Miley to follow him. As Robbie sings his hit song, I Want My Mullet Back. Also, I love that you can clearly see the drummer isn't making contact, but the song is pretty catchy. Marty offers Robbie Ray an offer to play as Toby Keith's opening act for the next 6 weeks. Now, I'm a little confused at what they want here. The dialogue makes it seem like they just miss him.
But the whole rest of the episode made it seem like they don't want him to go because Roxy's a dictator who throws young boys and forces their bodies into abnormal positions. It's just a little confusing, but Robbie decides not to do it. Holy shit, Maddie!
Too close, Candy Girl!
Did Roxy just kill her? Also, Maddie, you and your mom who live in poverty traveled all the way across the country to see a bar singer? So we get one final rendition of I Want My Mullet Back and the episode ends. So I guess that was alright. It had a few moments in there and the ending was pretty sweet. So I'd call it an okay episode on its own.
Now as a crossover, it's complete garbage.
It had one character for about 3 minutes. Why didn't you just have this episode take place in Boston? Add in a few more characters, yeah, it would have taken a little extra work, but that's what I was expecting.
Hell, just look at the promo.
Friday, July 28th, Raven meets Zach and Cody, who meet Hannah, who knows London, who gets tricked by Maddie into wearing Raven's dress. After Raven gets Zach and Cody to fool her boss, before she has a vision about their party, which she crashes, that includes a cake that Hannah likes.
Vanilla, my favorite.
They didn't even mention the Hannah Montana episode. Also, way to ruin the other 2 episodes, guys.
So does That So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana hold up? Somewhat. All 3 do manage to stand on their own, and with the exception of the Hannah Montana one, do incorporate the other characters into the episode's plots. They did do one more of these 3 years later with Wizards on Deck with Hannah Montana.
Which I guess I'll have to cover 3 years from now on its 10th anniversary. Now I'll probably just do it next year. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Sweet life. Best of both worlds. It's you and me. Misbehaving.
But no one ever discovers.
And me and you.
Yeah, when you're famous, it's so mysterious to me.
Oh, snap!
Yeah.
Yep, that's me.